Shalom, shalom, shalom. This is your Akazaki Yahoo, and I start this broadcast as I would start any broadcast by first of all giving all praise, honor, and great esteem unto the Most High Power, Yahuwah, Bahashem, Yahushua Hamashiach, and to the 12 tribes of Israel who are scattered to the four quarters of the earth. I say Shalom Wabarukim. That is peace and blessings. And I cannot wait to the day that the Most High brings us back together and we are once again 12 tribes, one family, one nation, under the Most High power, under one covenant. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
I'm joined this afternoon or this evening by my most esteemed Mark, Akinanaya. Shalom, Maki.
Hey, shalom, Aki. Shalom, shalom, Yasharal. All praises to the Most High for getting us through this work we got.
Hallelujah. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. It is another Yom Shishi evening, and all praises to the Most High for bringing us this far to another end of another week and the ability to rest on
Mm-hmm.
another Sabbath as we make make way to enter into the rest of the Sabbath on tomorrow, most high willing. So uh, we're beginning a new book as last week we finished up the Wisdom of Solomon, and we're picking up now in the book of Job or Job for those who don't know. Uh, yes, indeed. So, looking forward to getting into this book, and I'm stalling just a bit. I'm sharing on some other social media platforms, just real quick. So bear with me half a minute. And I should have did this earlier, but I don't know what I was thinking about. But um, but yeah, looking forward to getting into this particular book, and I know it's going to be some uh, some good tidbits to take away from, as we tend to find with the scriptures on a consistent base.
Yeah,
So
kind of. Yeah,
yeah,
from what we know of Job, we know that Job went through some trials and some difficult times. So,
indeed.
this ought to be an encouraging read. I
Oh
would
yeah.
think. I
Oh
I,
yes,
I
indeed.
don't know. I would think.
I think so too as well. And I'm almost through here. I got a couple more, just two more here. But yeah, I think definitely it'd be encouraging to really see uh, because I'm transparent in this thing. I haven't I've read precepts from Job. I've read pieces of the various things from Job, but I've never went just knee deep into the cover to cover in that particular book. So, but we're about to get to it, and I'm sharing this last one here. Would hit the wrong button. Slack you. Close that. All right. I'm sharing on Tumblr. I could share this, but it is what it is. All right, post, and I am done. Let's go live here. Sorry, not live, but let's go. Here we go. All right, slack you. My bad. All right. Here we go. Book of Job, uh, chapter 1 and verse 1. Job's character and wealth. Now, verse 1. There was a man in the land of Uz whose name was Job. This man was perfect and upright, and one that feared the Most High and uh, not assured, eschewed evil. So we're going
Mm-hmm.
to look at a couple of these words just real quick here. One, we want to look at Uz, Oots, Oots, Oots.
Oops.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Wooded, which is strange because that's the opposite of what I thought it would be. I'm pretty sure Uz is in the desert. So I don't know how we get wooded here. That's ironic. It says son of Aram, a grandson of Shem. So hmm, that's uh, that's ironic. So I wonder which Job they're talking about. And this one says an Edomite son of da- Deshan, grandson of Seir. And it's like I skipped this one, son of Nahor by Milcah, country of the land further the east of the Palestine, southeast of Palestine, we're at in the Arabian desert, which is where I thought, that we
Hmm.
were talking about. So let's continue here. I don't want to spend too much time in one spot here. Yob, this is how I'm pronouncing his name, Yob, or
Yo,
that double E make uh, that kind of I sound, right?
yo,
Yob,
is
yeah,
that how it would be?
I believe so. Let's see how you say it real quick. H347. Yeah, Eov.
Yo,
That's how he say Eov. So his name means hated, which is ironic. A patriarch, the subject of the book of Job. So who is he the patriarch of? Hmm, interesting. Let's continue. And let's look at this word, excuse, or so this is a Hebrew word, soar, soar, which means to turn aside or depart. So don't think that he was co-signing on evil. He wasn't. He was against it.
yeah,
So let's
con.
continue. Let's continue. Yes, indeed. Verse 2. And there was born unto him 7 sons and 3 daughters. His substance also was 7,000 sheep, 3,000 camel, 1,000, I'm sorry, and 500 yoke of oxen, and 500 she donkeys, and a very great household. So that this man was the greatest of all the men of the East.
You
Now,
know, I think. Oh, go ahead, Doc. I'm sorry.
no, no, go ahead. I think you about to say what I was going to say, so go ahead.
That was kind of telling of who this Yov is and who his people are.
Right, the men of the East, yeah, because we've
Hmm.
seen this. I was going to say, I think we've only seen this in one other place, and that was when we were reading in Judges, the children of the East came
Uh-huh.
up against Kishtim, Kishtim, yeah, this East, yeah. I don't remember if we looked at that in when we looked at that area back then when we read that, but had to look at that back again. So anyway, verse 4. And his sons went and fasted and Slaki, went and feasted in their houses, every one, every one his day. His sons went and feasted in their houses, every one his day. Every one his day. That's kind of a strange way of saying that. And sent and called for their 3 sisters to eat and drink with them. So every one his day. Let's see what that says in the scriptures here. What was that verse 4 here? It says, and his sons went and feasted in their houses of each of his day, of each on his day, Slaki, of each on his day. So what would his day be?
You know, I've been told. Well, my understanding is that this is saying the day of their birth. This was these brothers are celebrating their birthdays.
Ah,
Hmm.
so that's okay. They're getting into their birthdays. So this is his day that he's dealing with here. So let's
Hmm.
continue. Let's continue. Let's see what we end up with here. Verse 5. And it was so when the day of their feasting was gone about, that Job sent and sanctified them, and rose up early in the morning, and offered burnt offerings according to the number of them all. So he offered 7 burnt offerings because he had 7 sons.
Hmm.
For Job said, it may be that my sons have sinned and cursed the Most High in their hearts. Thus, this did Job do continually. Now, there was a day when the sons of the Most High came to present themselves before Yahuwah, and Satan came also among them. Now, this is an interesting piece of writing here because I've been given this a couple of different in a couple of different manners, like as if this were the Malachim, like the literal angels, or what we would call angels, coming to present themselves before the Most High. And then I've been taught about the sons of who are the sons of the Most High, because he never called the Malachim his sons. He didn't
Right.
say that
Right.
these are my sons. He said that to a particular people. So who was he calling the sons of him? Who are he calling his sons? Of course, Hamashiach, but is that what we is? I don't think that's who we're talking about. He wouldn't be referred to in plural form. It wouldn't be the Benin. It'd be in the being of the Most High, or the Son of the Most High. So uh, I believe this was the children of that time, and
Okay. So this was this you said that the children of who?
I believe this was the children of that particular time, the ones that he was dealing with. So like he's dealt with us from that, from the time of Jacob, which he began with Abraham, of course, Abraham, Isaac, and then to Jacob. But I believe that during this time, this was the people that he was dealing with.
Okay.
So of course, before us, you had Noah,
That's what I was
and
thinking. And I'm
yeah,
thinking Sham.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
and perhaps I know, and this is just quick sidebar.
right,
We've had discussions on the book that we know of now as Yasher,
hmm,
and just questioning some of the authenticity of it. You know what I
right,
mean?
yeah,
But I want to say that it does go into a little detail about some of the sons of Shem and even Abraham at one
hmm,
point going to live with Shem and
hmm,
those sons.
study, yeah, yeah. I remember that.
Hmm.
I remember seeing that in there. I've a bit familiar with those. I think I got a one of those somewhere, but anyway. But yeah, and then Satan came among them. Verse 7. And Yahuwah said unto Satan, where are you coming from? Where comest you? And Satan answered Yahuwah and said, from going to and fro in the earth and walking up and down in it. So that's ironic. Going to and fro and walking up and down, like he just staying busy, basically. Verse 8. And Yahuwah said unto Satan, have you considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and upright man, that feareth the Most High, and escheweth evil? And Satan answered Yahuwah and said, do Job fear the Most High for naught? Have you not made a hedge about him, and about his house, and about all that he have on every side? You have blessed the work of his hands, and his substance is increased in the land. But put forth your hand now and touch all he have, and he will curse you to your face. And Yahuwah said unto Hashatan, behold, all he have is in your power. Only upon himself put not your hand. So Shaitan went forth from the presence of Yahuwah. Satan allowed to test Job. Verse 13. And there was a day when the sons and the daughters, Slakia, and there was a day when his sons and his daughters were eating and drinking wine in their elder brother's house. And there came a messenger unto Job and said, the oxen were plowing and the donkeys feeding beside them. And the Sabians fell upon them and took them away. Yea, they have slain the servants with the edge of the sword, and and I, Slakia, and I only am escaped alone to tell you. While he was yet speaking, there came another, there came also another, and said, the fire of the Most High have fallen from Shamaim, and have burnt up the sheep and the servants and consumed them. And I am escaped alone to tell you. Man, Job has been. Yeah, this is extreme. I mean, you. Wow, this is extraordinary. Verse 17. While he was yet speaking, so he's. This is the third report here. So before one can even finish, another one is coming, and it's more uh, just earth-shattering news. There came also another and said, the Chaldeans came out three bands and fell upon the camel and have carried them away. Yea, and slain the servants with the edge of the sword. And I alone am escaped only to tell you. He said, I'm the only one left, and I came to
Mhm.
tell you. Verse 18. While yet he was speaking, while he was yet speaking, there came also another and said, your sons and daughters were eating and drinking wine in their elder brother's house. And behold, there came a great wind from the wilderness and smote the four corners of the house, and it fell upon the young men, and it fell upon the young men, and they are dead. And I only am escaped alone to tell you.
Man, that's
Then,
that's that's wild. I
that,
oh, you
that's
know,
a lot.
yeah, because he didn't even have a chance to mourn his
Process.
son. You know what I mean, or any of that situation.
No,
He just keeps on getting bad news. You know, I've been through some difficult times, but
not to make
I
this.
don't yeah, exactly. I don't recall ever a time like that.
No, when you got four in a row, I mean, they lined up basically to tell him this news, and it's none of it is good. All of it is horrible. Consider that all of his wealth was his animals, his his livestock. All of his livestock is gone. Some of it stolen, some of it destroyed. It's gone. So all of his wealth is to nothing. And then his children. The greatest wealth that we can have is our children
Right.
who would carry a good name forward for us. And man, that's dynamic. That's a dynamic situation to be in.
Indeed, and if we hadn't read the first 3, 4 verses or the
Right.
first 3 verses,
Mhm.
we would assume that Job is being judged and
Right.
Job has done something because he's been wicked. You know.
Right. Yeah. He de- definitely brought the hammer down on himself, and
Hmm.
judgment is coming about. So wow. Yeah. Verse 20. Then Job arose and rent his mantle and shaved his head and fell down upon the ground and worshipped and said, naked came I out of my mother's womb, and naked shall I return there. Yahuwah gave, and Yahuwah have taken away. Blessed be the name of Yahuwah. In all this, Job sinned not, nor charged the Most High foolishly. Now that's dynamic. All praises, because it's the easiest thing in the world to say something just completely out of line, and it's people that's done not been through near what this is, and they done cursed the Most High for the loss of an elder parent. You know what I'm saying? For
Hmm.
what just the cycle of life, and something that simple. This man done lost all of his children, 10 children gone,
Man,
three, 7 sons and 3 daughters. In their adulthood. So he's looking for them to carry his name, and they all gone. Not to mention his stock and his livestock. That's kind of material things, but and it's not over. Let's continue. Verse chapter 2. Job loses his health. Verse 1. Again, there was a day when the sons of the Most High came to present themselves before Yahuwah, and Satan came also among them and presented himself before Yahuwah. And Yahuwah said unto Shaitan, From where are you coming? From where are you coming from? I'm putting that in modern terms.
Right,
Uh,
right.
and Shaitan answered Yahuwah and said, From going to and fro in the earth and walking up and down in it. So it doesn't change. It just continues in it's the same situation, same path,
Hmm.
same circumstances there. Verse 3. And Yahuwah said unto Shaitan, Have you considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and upright man, who feareth the Most High, and escheweth evil, and still hold fast to his integrity, although you moved me against him to destroy him without cause. And Shaitan answered Yahuwah and said, Skin for skin, yea, all that a man have will he give for his life. Like, and he'll do it if you let me test his health. Verse 5. But put forth thine hand and touch his bones and his flesh, and he will curse you to your face. And Yahuwah said unto Shaitan, Behold, he is in your hand, but save his life. Now, ain't that amazing when we read this? Because from the Christian perspective, you know, my understanding was Shaitan was doing these things on his own, and every bit of of evil that was in the earth was orchestrated by him. And we reading this like he making a case, and the Most High said, "Okay, go ahead, yeah, I'll let you do that." Like he's granting him the ability to do that, to do these things, and not just him acting on his own volition. Like I'm gonna go out here and tempt Hazaki Yahoo. I'm gonna go out here and tempt Kiranaya, and I'm gonna see if I can make them. Nah, he's got to get permission to even come at that.
Indeed.
You know what I'm saying? So, man, uh, verse 7, he told him save
Oh,
his life. So, okay,
yeah. But it makes sense too, though. I forget exactly where it's addressed at, but it says, count it all joy when
hmm
you fall into diverse temptations. You know what I
right,
mean?
yeah,
Uh, and I don't want to spoil the story or anything like that, but we got to press through these hard times. You
right,
know?
God, absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Because if you don't, you can't enjoy the sun without some rain. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And please don't count. I'm not taking what Yo went through lightly because this is extreme. That first chapter was hard, and to think
Hmm.
something else is coming here in the second chapter. So
And
let's
and
yeah,
it would be extremely difficult to lose a child and to count it all joy.
right.
It would be hard.
It'd be a hard situation. Yeah, yeah. And I believe that the Most High know what man can deal with, what we can deal with in situations. If he lost one child, I think he'd have been all right. But
Right?
he lost all his children. You know what I'm saying? That's an extreme situation. That's extreme, very extreme. I don't know anybody that loses all their children. And outside of this, what I'm saying, that lost all their children and just continue. Like, where do you go from here? Like, where do
Yeah,
you go?
a lot of people would have broke down at that point and cursed the Most High
Right.
and been asking why and
Right.
all these I can see I've seen that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh yeah, your field is, I'm sure. And phew, yeah, absolutely. Kind. Well, let's continue here. Verse 6. And Yahuwah said unto Satan, Behold, he is so that could save his life. Okay, that's why I wanted to hit down that. Verse 7. So when Shaitan So went Shaitan forth from the presence of Yahuwah, and smote Job with sore boils, from the sole of his foot unto his crown. So picture this now. Put this in perspective. You know what a boil? A boil is a protrusion in your skin. So he smote Job with boils from the bottom of his foot, the sole of his foot, to his crown. That's the top of his head. So there's no relief for Job at all in this situation. I mean, he can't sit down, he can't lay down, he can't do anything without pressing on boils. I mean, from the bottom of his feet
Man,
to his crown, like there's no comfort. There's no man. That's you thought. I mean, the loss of his children and his stuff was extreme, but now you can't even. There's no comfort. I think the only place he can almost get comfortable is if he got in like like almost a tub of mud, that could hold it
that's
without.
soothing, right? Something to
Yeah,
soothe all that. Yep.
yeah, something like that. But whew, man, that is whew, talking about extreme. That is extreme. Verse 8. And he took him a potsherd and scraped himself withal, and sat down among the ashes. Then said he unto his wife, then said he, Slacky, then said his wife unto him, I don't know how I did that. Do you retain your integrity? Curse the Most High and die. Like, wow. And now,
Huh?
out of all that, now his woman, you know what I'm saying? She here she come with some folly. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, you still serving that one you serve. I'm trying to watch my mouth here. But
Mm.
she comes like that. You still serving that one you serve? You ought to curse him and die. Like, just give it up. Your life is over. Verse 10. But he said unto her, you speaketh one of the foolish women speaketh.
Mm-hmm.
What? Shall we receive good at the hands of the Most High and not receive evil? And all this did not Job sin with his lips.
All
So,
praises.
hallelujah. Yes, indeed. So, through all of that adversity he went through, he never said the Most High can do nothing against. He never said anything against the Most High. He never said the Most High can none of that. You know what I'm saying? He never went left, and that's wonderful.
Kind
That's
of.
beautiful. Go ahead.
It used to be a show on TV, a Boiling Point. That was the name of it,
Mm,
where it was a hidden camera show.
okay.
But they would put you in this situation to get you agitated,
Right.
and just see if you're gonna go off. And
Kind of
then
like sound like punks.
yeah, yep, it was just like that. It was just
Okay.
like it. Yep.
Kind.
But that's kind of like what this scenario is kind of playing out to me. You know what I mean? It's what it
Right.
sounds like.
Yeah.
Man,
Putting
is
them
he
in
being
a
punked? Is he
right
being punked or
on
boiling point?
right.
Yeah,
Where is he gonna break, man?
right.
Yeah, that's whew. This is extreme. I mean, consider now he's still with these boils. He can't stand up. He can't sit down. He can't lay down. He can't get comfort at all. There's no comfort for him. Verse 11. Now, when Job's three friends heard all the evil that had come upon him, they came every one from his own place. Eliphaz, the Temanite, and Bildad, the Shuhite. Uh, did I say that right? The Shuhite,
Uh,
I believe.
yeah, Shuai
Okay,
Khan,
okay. Uh, and Zipporah, the
not
Na
Amat.
Naamite. Okay, I was gonna say I was gonna stumble it.
I remember,
Fumble
I
it.
remember them nine miles with
Uh,
them double A's will get you.
right. Yeah, they get me out every time. But we're gonna look at their names here. But let me finish this verse. He says, "For they for they had made an appointment together to come to mourn with him and to comfort him." So, man, it's good to have some friends, even though these I don't know if we call these cats friends for real, but somebody to come and mourn with you, and try to comfort you at your time of things bad. Eliphaz is what I clicked on. Eliphaz. Faz. Uh, my power is
My power is.
Pharaoh,
Mm-hmm.
Esau's son, father of Timon, a Timonite friend of Job. So, according to what they reading right here, according to Eliphaz here, this is Esau's son. Well, this is a Timonite friend. So he's coming from this same people here, Timonite.
Kind.
Uh, yeah, yeah. So that's Eliphaz. So let's continue here. Uh, Bildad, Bildad, Bildad. Yeah, they didn't even try to change them names at all. Confusion by mingling, love. By mingling love. That's what these people at now. Confusion and love. They don't know
Mm-hmm.
a friend from a lover. They think that it's the same, and it's not. The second friend of Job. So we're going to start using that one and see that out here with this Bildad.
Right, right. It's poo putt. Right.
Right. Let's see what Shulamite is. Uh, Shulamite, see Shula wealth, epic prevail, only Bildad, the friend of dope. Applied only to Bildad and ethic. Okay, so this was only applied to this person. So
Okay.
okay, I don't want to get too far down the rabbit hole. And let's check out Zafar here. Sofar, Sparrow, third friend of Job. Okay, all right, all right. Let's continue here. All right, verse 12. And when they lifted up their eyes afar off, they knew him not. And they lifted up their voices and wept. And they rent every one his mantle and sprinkled dust upon their heads toward Shamaim. So they sat down with him upon the ground 7 days and 7 nights, and none spoke a word unto him, for they saw that his grief was very great. So that seemed like a down cat, man, a down brother, to come and sit. I mean, sit in the dirt with you
Indeed, I was thinking
7 days and
I was thinking
seven.
the same thing.
Uh,
Uh, you and I have read, this story before, so
right.
we know what's coming next. But I always have an idea of these brothers gathering around him,
Right.
criticizing, and it was more of a negative thing. But I forget that they were there because that was their brother. You know what I mean?
Right.
That was their friend. You
Yeah.
know?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it seemed like they was genuine, genuine guys at this point.
Yeah.
But we let's see what chapter 3 show us here. Job laments, verse 1. Book of Job, chapter 3 and verse 1. It says, after this, open Job's mouth and curse his day. After this, Job opened his mouth and cursed his day. And Job spake and said, let the day perish wherein I was born, and the night in which it was said, there is a man child conceived.
There it is, right there.
Right there.
Yeah, we
Scripture
were
interpret Scripture.
indeed, just got a
Everybody
lot
is
of time. We got to keep reading.
kind. Yep, yep. Verse chapter 1, we understood. We was like, I wonder what this is talking about. And lo and behold, chapter 3, it tells us exactly the
Hmm.
day that he was born. So they were definitely celebrating that eating and feasting. It's kind of ironic. I mean, it's good that they was a tight knit unit, tight knit family like that. I want my children to be tight like that. But to think that your 10 children are hanging out together, like they didn't make any mention of wives or husbands, they just all together. Like that's kind of ironic. But
Yeah, you would have thought they would have been families.
yeah, yeah, it would have been families together, which that would have been even more beautiful. It's good that they was together, but man, your boys need a wife, and daughters need Sons, daughters need a husband. So
Con.
yeah, verse 4. Uh, Let that day be darkness. Let not the Most High regard it from above. Neither let the light shine upon it. So he like, I hate the day I was born. Oh man, the day I was born, I wish it never existed. So he not gonna curse the Most High. He's gonna be like, you know what?
Curse my day.
Right, yeah. Let me just, which hey, I get that. You want to say something after all he done been through, but man, it's good he didn't, he didn't cross that line. So, verse 5: Let darkness and the shadow of death stain it. Let the cloud dwell upon it. Let the blackness of the day terrify it. The blackness of the day terrify it. As for the night, let darkness seize upon it. Seize upon it. That's right, Slaki. Uh, Let it not be joined unto the day of the year. Let it not come unto the number of the months. He like, man, just get rid of it. I don't even need to, you know. I think about, reading this and understanding where Job was at that situation. I just imagine, how close how close he could be to jumping off of something. You know what I'm saying? Like literally, that's a lot. That's a whole lot. And
Con.
I just imagine, your children gone. Not only that, now you can't sit down, lay down, nothing. You can't even stand up and be comfortable. You just uncomfortable everywhere. So, all right, let's continue. Verse 7. Lo, let the night be solitary. Let the joyful Slaki, let no joyful voice come therein. Let them curse it that curse the day, who are ready to raise up their mourning. Let the stars that twinkle thereof be dark. Let it look for the light, but have none. Neither let it see the drawings of the day, because it shut not up the doors of my mother's womb, nor hid sorrow from mine eyes. Like through all I've been through, I don't even want to know. I don't even shouldn't even been there. Verse 11: Why die I not from the womb? Like why didn't I just die? Why I got to be
Mm-hmm.
here now doing this? I should have just been dead. I should have been stillborn. I should even been. Should have had no breath. Uh, why did I not give up the ghost when I came out of the belly? Like I should have been it. I should have been. He wasn't saying that though when he was living it up. With richest cat in the east and 10 children. But don't get me wrong, I'm not criticizing him. I mean, I can't imagine literally doing this, living like this, living through this.
Con.
You know what I'm
Con.
saying?
It's a more than difficult moment.
Yeah,
Um, I feel you though.
yeah,
I think we want to, because I've, like I said, I've been through some difficult times. I don't recall a time ever cursing the day I was born, though. You know what I
yeah,
mean? I
yeah.
do remember one time, going through, and it it wasn't even nothing serious. I think I was in high school, asking the Most High to come take me. Yeah, I gotten arrested, and I was, I remember laying on my bed crying and stretching my arms out, come take me, just take me, you know.
Take me now. Let me go now.
Right, right.
Right.
I do remember that, but
Look.
uh,
And he looked down and probably was like, "Okay, I can't. We can't go too much further than this because he already ready.
right,
He certainly can't beat you, yo. So we're not gonna even try that one,
right. We can't even throw all this stuff at him. Like,
right?
what would he do?
Right? Yeah, it'll get bad real quick. So we'll cut it off right here. That's as far as we're
Right.
gonna
That's enough. That's enough.
go. Yeah. Verse 12, right, right. Oh my goodness. He says, verse 12, why did the knees prevent me? Uh, or why did the breast that I was suck? Like, man, I shouldn't even been able to make it to this point. Like, I just imagine now that's man, that's deep. Verse 13. This is deep. Uh, for now should I be laying still and be quiet. I should have slept. I should have been at rest. It's like I should have slept. Then had I been at rest. Like if I would have just died, I wouldn't even have to deal with this. Like this would have been not even in my memory right now. Uh, verse 14. With kings and councils of the earth, which built desolate places for themselves, or with princes that had gold, who filled their houses with silver, and as hidden untimely birth I had not been, as infants which never saw light. There the wicked cease from troubling, and where the weary be at rest, there the prisoners rest together. They hear not the silence of the oppressors. A small, Slacky, the
Was that
small.
the silence of the voice?
Oh, did I say? Oh, my bad. Well, I get that. What did I say? I said silence of the oppressors.
Yeah, God.
Slacky. Let me read that again. Verse 18. Appreciate you pulling that back out because I don't know where I got silence. Where I get silence from? I don't know where I saw silence.
I,
Tripping. Okay, it happens. Verse 18. There the prisoners rest together. They hear not the voices of the oppressors. They hear not the voice of the oppressors. Like the small and great are there, and the servant is free from his master. See, this is ironic here because he's really going into like he's talking about some relatable stuff to us. You know what I'm saying?
mm-hmm.
Like, but man, thinking this is one of the greatest men of the East. He's the greatest man of the East. You know, with all he had, and hmm, that's ironic. Like I hadn't read this all the way through, so reading this now, I'm like, kinda, that's some irony there. Verse 20. Wherefore the light given to him that is in misery, and life unto the bitter in soul, which long for death, but it come not, and dig for more than for hidden treasure, in Slakia, and dig for it more than hidden treasures. Like, bruh, you be looking for it and you can't find it. Imagine that though. Imagine you push to the brink and then you just try to end it and you fail. You know what I'm saying? You end up hurting yourself worse. So, say you jump off of not us, I'm just hypothetically here, but say a person jump off a building trying to kill themselves and they end up hurting their spine, but they live. And now they in a wheelchair. They'd have made the situation worse rather than trying to end their existence. And now they in a wheelchair, they done took away their ability to even move against themselves. So now they got somebody that's gonna have to, man. That'll be a even worse situation. Like, what if you fail?
God.
You know what I'm saying? Like, whew, man. All right, verse 22. I don't know where that came from. Verse 22, which rejoice exceedingly and are glad, and they can find Slaki when they can find the graves. Okay, my bad. This was like one complete thought is what he's doing. So let me start that again because I kind of interjected there and it didn't come out as smooth as it should have. Let me start back at 19. It says, the small and great are there, and the servant is free from his master. Wherefore the light given to him that is in misery, and life unto the bitter in soul, which long for death, but it cometh not, and dig for it more than the hidden treasure, which rejoice exceedingly and are glad when they can find the grave, which rejoice exceedingly and are glad when they can find the grave. He's saying that like a question. I'm like, let's go to the scriptures right quick.
God.
It's not, it's not coming off as smooth as I'm thinking it should. Let's look at 22 here. So maybe it's said a little differently here. All right. Who are waiting for death, verse 21 in the scriptures. It says, who are waiting for death, but it does not come, and search for it more than treasures. Who rejoice exceedingly, they are glad when they find the burial site. They are glad when they find the burial site. Like they saying it like a question, like it's not it's not really posed as a question, don't seem like. It seems like it's
Right.
more of a statement
It's
as opposed
uh,
to a
it's what is it called? Almost a sarcastic statement.
okay, okay. Yeah, that kind of makes sense. I mean, he started it with which, and which is a question word, but which rejoice exceedingly and are glad when they can find the grave. Like that. Okay, all right. Let's continue. Verse 23. Trying to stay out these rabbit holes. uh, why is light given to a man whose way is hidden, and whom the Most High uh, have hedged in? For the signs cometh, Slacky, for the sighs cometh before I eat, and the roaring at and the roarings are pouring out like the waters. For the things which greatly feared, Slacky, for the thing which I greatly feared is come upon me, and that which I was afraid of is come unto me. I was not safe, Slacky. I was not in safety, neither had I rest, neither was I quiet, yet trouble came. Like, man, I tried to do everything right, but
It still found me.
here I am. You know what I'm saying? Dealing
Hmm.
with this. Like, yeah, I mean, that's like I said, that was an extreme situation, uh, circumstance. All right, chapter 4. Eliphaz, innocent, do not suffer. Uh-oh. Eliphaz about to get into his all right, verse 1. Then Eliphaz the Tenamite answered and said, if we be assay to continue uh with you be grieved, but who can withhold himself from speaking? Like, man, I can't look, I gotta
Man, I
ask you
gotta
this,
say
man.
something. Yeah, I
Yeah,
gotta say something, man.
I gotta get this out, bro.
Right.
Verse 3. Behold, you have instructed many and have strengthened the weak hands, Slacky. I said hands. Verse 4. It means he didn't help people. Verse 4. The words have upholded him that was fallen, and you have strengthened the feeble knees. But now it is come upon you, and you faintest, it touched you, and you are troubled. Like, bruh, soon as it get tough, you know what I'm saying, you folded. Verse 6. Is not is not this your fear, your confidence, your hope, and the uprightness of your ways? Remember, I pray you, who whoever perish being innocent, or Uh, were there the righteous? Well, where were the righteous cut off? Who perished being innocent, and where were the righteous cut off? Like, bro, what you done
Hmm.
did, man?
Right.
Just come clean. Who wife is it?
Right.
You know
What'd
what I'm
you
saying?
do?
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you done did something, man. This don't happen. I ain't never seen this before. What you tell me? Just be straight with me. If I'm gonna be out here morning with you, that's cool. At least let me know what I'm out here for. Verse 8. Even as I seen that the plow quiet. Mm, Slack. Even as I have seen they that plow quietly that
Iniquity.
Slack. They that plow iniquity. I don't know why I'm tripping out. That plow iniquity and sow wickedness reap the same. Like, bro, come on, man.
It's like us talking to somebody. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
yeah, what'd you expect, man? Like,
yeah,
this what happens.
yeah, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like yeah, yeah. You go out on the street to teach, and somebody gonna come. Well, if we go out on the street to talk to people, and somebody gonna come and say, I'd have been through this and I'd have been through that. Like, yeah, but what have you done with your lifetime? Have you been
Mhm.
doing good stuff, or you been doing not good stuff? Like, man, I done done a lot of bad stuff. Like, well, you reap what you sow, brother. I'm sorry. It's a sad reality, but it is what it is. Verse 9. By the blast of the Most High they perish, and by the breath of his nostrils they are consumed. Are they consumed? Slacky. I don't know how I do that. Verse 10. The roaring of the lion, and the voice of the fierce lion, and the teeth of the young lion are broken. The old lion perished for lack of prey, and the stout king, Slacky, and the stout lions whelp are scattered abroad. Now a thing was secret brought to me in my ear, received a little thereof, and thoughts from the vision of night, when deep sleep fall upon men. Fear came upon me, and trembling, and made all my bones to shake. And the spirit, a ruach passed before my face. The hair of my flesh stood up. It stood still, but I could not discern the form thereof. An image was before mine eyes. There was silence, and I heard a voice saying, shall mortal man be more just than the Most High? Shall a man be more pure than his Maker? Behold, he put no trust in his servants, and his Malachim he charged with folly. And his Malachim he charged with folly. Dang, that's deep. Verse 19. How much less in them that dwell in the house of clay, whose foundation is the dust, which
Mhm.
are crushed before the moth. Verse 20. They are destroyed from morning to evening. They perish forever without any regarding it. Do not their exceeding, do not their excellency, whom is in them go. Salaki, let me read that again. Do not their excellency, which is in them, go away. They die even without wisdom.
Uh,
Yeah. So, man, it's deep. This a deep story. It's a
it's
deep
kind,
situation, and
and I'm not sure what to think of Eliphaz's knowledge.
yeah,
Of what happens. You know what I mean? Like with good people and with bad people. You know what I mean? We know that the sons of Esau. I mean, even his name. uh doesn't signify knowing the Most High.
Right.
I think his name is My Power is Money or
Or
Gold,
gold.
wasn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah,
Right.
con.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. So it's it's dynamic, but I imagine Yo being a stand up type of fella, trying to put some light into them fellas, trying to bring them to the way. Like, look, the Most High, we got an opportunity right here, and you squandering it, worshiping money. You got to
Hmm.
change your name. But and it's wonder. It makes you wonder, like, what was the origin of Job? How he got to where he was, and what was he doing? In that time. Was he just
Con.
Barack? The Most High just giving him everything, and or was he unauthentically? Seemed like he was an authentically good brother, good man. I
Hmm.
mean, all things considered. He talked about strengthening the weak and helping those with who needed it. So he seemed like he had a good heart, a good spirit. But how long had he had that? How long has he always been a good guy? Or and then it makes you think too, because in that first chapter he was asking about maybe his children that cursed the Most High in their heart. Like, man, I don't want this to be the thing. So he would do a burnt offering, just continuous. So he was doing burnt offering for his sons, seven a day. Like, and the thing that he was most afraid of, I'm sure the thing he was most afraid of was losing his children. That's like
Hmm.
any parent, you know what I'm saying? So,
Con.
yeah. Well, let's continue. You want to pick up at 5 o'clock?
Indeed.
Told her about.
This is the book of Job, chapter 5. The Most High is just. Call now, if there be any that will answer you. And to which of the saints wilt thou turn? For wrath killeth the foolish man, and envy slayeth the silly one. I have seen the foolish taking root, but suddenly I curse his habitation. His children are far from safety, and they are crushed in the gate. Neither is there any to deliver them. So is this Eliphaz still speaking, right?
I believe so. I believe it is.
Okay. Whose harvest the hungry eateth up, and taketh it even out of the thorns, and the robber swallowed up their substance. Although affliction cometh not forth of the dust, neither do trouble spring out of the ground.
Hmm.
Yet man is born unto trouble, as the sparks fly upward. I would seek unto the Most High, and unto the Most High would I commit my cause,
Hmm.
which do great things and unsearchable, marvelous things without number.
So I'm thinking this is Job now.
Okay.
So maybe this is his kind of response to what Eliphaz was saying.
Okay.
Yeah, because it seems like it's him talking from what we're reading here.
All right. Who giveth rain upon the earth, and sendeth waters upon the fields, to set up on high those that be low, that those which mourn may be exalted to safety. He disappointed the voices, the Slakia. He disappointed the devices of the crafty, so that their hands could not perform their enterprise. He taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the froward is carried headlong.
Mm,
They meet with darkness in the daytime, and grope in the noonday as in the night.
mm.
And, this is
That's
this is like
Deuteronomy.
one of those precepts. You know what I mean?
That's straight out of Deuteronomy. Well, yeah, that's Deuteronomy 28 there that
Mhm,
he was hitting right there. I was like, whoa.
mhm. Verse 15. But he saveth the poor from the sword, from their mouth, and from the hand of the mighty. So the poor hath hope, and iniquity stoppeth her mouth. Behold, happy is the man whom the Most High correcteth.
mm,
Therefore despise not thou the chastening of the Almighty,
mm-hmm,
for he maketh sore and bindeth up. He woundeth, and his hands make whole. He shall deliver you in 6 troubles, yea, in 7 there shall no evil touch you.
mm,
In famine he shall redeem you from death, and in war from the power of the sword. Thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue, neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh. At destruction and famine thou shalt laugh, neither shalt thou be afraid of the beasts of the earth.
mm.
For you shall be in league with the stones of the field, and the beasts of the field shall be at peace with you.
Wow.
And you shall now, Slakia, and you shall know that your tabernacle shall be in peace, and you shall visit your habitation, and shall not sin. You shall know also that your seed shall be great, and your offspring, and thine offspring as the grass of the earth. You shall come to your grave in full age, like as a shock, like as a shock of corn cometh in its season. Lo, this we have searched it, so it is. Hear it, and know thou it for thy good.
Huh. Well, I don't know.
It
It
almost
almost,
sounded like Eliphaz then, didn't it?
well, it seemed like, it almost seemed like, I'm not gonna say it was. It seemed like it would have been almost like a messenger talking. Giving him, because at the end it was telling him like, look, you gonna make it through this thing. Like it was encouraging him almost. That's why initially I thought it was Job because he was telling the other fast like, look here, bro, I don't know, I may be lost on that, but I may be wrong.
I think it's Eliphaz,
Think it's
because I'm
Eliphaz
looking
talking that?
back. Yeah, because I'm looking back on Job chapter 4,
Hmm.
and Eliphaz never passes the mic back.
Okay,
Like once he
okay,
has it, I think he's still speaking the way that I'm seeing it.
okay, okay. Well, it's interesting because I mean he
Okay,
was quoted
yeah.
too.
And this next verse is Job's response. I mean, this
Oh,
next
okay.
chapter.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I see that. Yeah, verse 1. Yeah, okay.
All right, it's the book of Job, chapter 6. But Job answered and said, oh, that my grief were thoroughly weighed, and my calamity laid in the balances there together. For now it would be heavier than the sand of the sea. Therefore my words are swallowed up. For the arrows of the Almighty are within me, the poison whereof drinketh up my spirit. The terrors of the Most High do set themselves in array against me. Do the wild donkey bray when he hath grass, or loweth the ox over his fodder? Can that which is unsavory be eaten without salt? Or is there any taste in the white of an egg? The things that my soul refused to touch are as my sorrowful meat. Oh, that I might have my request, and that the Most High would grant me the thing that I long for. Even that would please the Most High to destroy me, that he would let loose his hand and cut me off. Then should I yet have comfort. Yea, I would harden myself in sorrow. Let him not spare, for I have not concealed the words of the set apart one.
Mm,
What is my strength that I should hope? And what is mine end that I should prolong my life? Is my strength the strength of stones? Or is my flesh of brass?
mm,
Is not my help in me? And is wisdom driven quite from me? To him that is afflicted, pity should be showed from his friend, but he forsaketh the fear of the Almighty. My brethren have dealt deceitfully as a brook, and as the stream of brooks they pass away. which are backlashed by reason of ice, and wherein the snow is hid. What time they wax warm, they vanish. When it is hot, they are consumed out of their place. The paths of their way are turned aside. They go to nothing and perish. The troops of Timah looked. The companies of Sheba waited for them. They were confounded because they had hoped. They came thither and were ashamed. Scroll back up to 19 real quick.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Which was Tima.
Timah and Sheba.
Okay, let's check out Tima real quick. As I kind of just took that as Timan, and
You
in my
might be
mind,
right, huh?
Tiwa,
Tamah.
Tima, desert,
Desert.
the ninth son of Ishmael,
Sons of the
land settled
East.
by Tima. Yeah, son settled by Tima, son of Ishmael,
Mm-hmm.
and Sheba. Is that the woman, the Queen of Sheba that came to see
Well,
Solomon?
yeah, that's. I want to say that that's where she was from as well.
Right. Son of Joktan, descendant of Seth, son of Ramah, grandson of Cush, descendant of Ham, son of Yakshan, son of Abraham and Keturah. So, yeah, he did have a Tima with
Mm-hmm.
a nation in southern Arabia. Hmm. All right, let's continue.
All right, verse 21. Yeah. For now ye are nothing. Ye see my casting down and are afraid.
Mm,
Did I say, bring unto me, or give a reward for me of your substance, or deliver me from the enemy's hand, or redeem me from the hand of the mighty? Teach me, and I will hold my tongue, and cause me to understand wherein I have erred. So
right,
show me my fault.
right, exactly,
You know everything.
right,
You telling me what the Most High, what happens to people in certain situations and who's saved and who isn't. You know everything. Tell me what I did. You know.
yeah, yeah. It's making sense. It's making more sense now when he read this response like that.
Mm-hmm. All right, verse 25. How forcible are right words, but what do your arguing reprove? Do you imagine to reprove words and the speeches of one that is desperate, which are as the wind? Yea, ye overwhelm the fatherless, and ye dig a pit for your friend. Now, therefore, be content. Look upon me, for it is evident unto you if I lie. Return, I pray you. Let it not be iniquity. Yea, return again. My righteousness is in it. Is there iniquity in my tongue? Cannot my taste discern perverse things?
Mm, interesting, interesting.
Hmm.
All right, we're gonna conclude here at not here, but we're gonna finish chapter 7 and conclude there, and we'll go into what we went over thus far. So, go ahead, Ak, if you will.
Come. It's the book of Job, chapter 7. Job's life seems futile. Verse 1. Is there not an appointed time to man upon earth? Are not his days also like the days of a hireling? As a servant earnestly desired the shadow, and as a hireling looketh for the reward of his work, so am I made to possess months of vanity, and wearisome nights are appointed to me. When I lie down, I say, when shall I arise? And the night be gone, and I am full of tossing to and fro unto the dawning of the day. It's like you was talking about. He's got all these issues going on, these bulls. He can't get
Right.
comfortable, man.
Not at all. Not at all.
Uh, Verse 5. My flesh is clothed with worms and clods of dust. My skin is broken and become loathsome.
Mm,
My days are swifter than a weaver's shuttle and are spent without hope. Man, that's man,
Yeah,
that's a
that's
deep depression, man. Like,
right. Exactly.
man, verse 7. Oh, remember that my life is wind. Mine eyes shall no more see good. The eye of him that seeth, Slakia, the eye of him that hath seen me shall see me no more. Thine eyes are upon me, and I am not.
Mm,
As the cloud is consumed and vanished away, so he that goeth down to the grave shall come up no more. He shall return no more to his house, neither shall his place know him any more. Therefore, I will not refrain my mouth. I will speak in the anguish of my spirit. I will complain in the bitterness of my soul. I am a sea or a well that thou settest a watch over me. When I say, my bed shall comfort me, my couch shall ease my complaint. You ever, yeah, man. Like when you go into
right.
I remember going through depression, and like that's the only thing that you really want to do. You just want to lay
Just
down.
sleep.
You just want to sleep.
Yeah.
Indeed,
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Because that's kind of taking you away, and that's where I, I'm sure they had something back then. I'm sure opium was probably a thing back then, but
or
uh,
or even a drink. Just get some
yeah.
strong drink.
Yeah, get some drink up in you. Anything that'll just help take that, what I'm saying, take the edge away and let you go into a place and eventually help you sleep, pass out.
Okay, knock you out.
Yeah.
That's what it.
Yes, indeed.
All right, verse 14. Then thou scarest me with dreams and terrifies me through visions. Man, so he can't even he can't even get no
Right.
rest because his dreams have become nightmares and he's
Wow.
seeing stuff.
My goodness. Yeah.
Got it bad, man.
Indeed.
Verse 15. So that my soul chooseth strangling and death rather than my life. I loathe it. I would not live always. Let me alone, for my days are vanity. What is man that thou shouldest magnify him, and that thou shouldest set thine heart upon him, and that thou shouldest visit him every morning and try him every moment? Oh no. Let me read that again. Verse 18. And that thou shouldest visit him every morning and try him every moment?
Mm,
How long wilt thou not depart from me, nor let me alone till I swallow down my spittle?
mm,
I have seen, I have sinned. What shall I do unto you? O thou preserver of men, why hast thou set me as a mark against you, so that I am burdened to myself? And why do thou not pardon my transgression and take away mine iniquity? For now shall I sleep in the dust, and thou shalt seek me in the morning, but I shall not be.
mm.
So he's still desiring his end.
Yeah. 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 That's a hard situation. I mean, truthfully, to be in, and a lot of anguish, a lot of mental gymnastics to deal with. In Man, yeah, I'm just imagining, you know, yeah. I'm trying to think back on myself. Like, I'm not gonna say. I mean, I can't compare. I can't compare that. I've never. It was a long time before I even knew anybody that lost a child. Uh, and then then I saw somebody, uh, my ex-wife's mother, not mother, my ex-wife's auntie lost her son, and whew, yeah, I couldn't imagine. And then I saw it again, and it was like, whew, man, this is extraordinary. And but it's so ironic because it seems like those that do tend to get or appear to be resilient, and
Hmm.
it's yeah, To me, it's unfathomable. But they seem to get resilient. I mean, I guess once you there, it's no it's no you can't back out of it. It's there. You there. So how you deal with it is how you deal with it. But uh, yeah, like I'd seem like I just want. I think I would just cry. And I don't know if I can stop crying. But my my aunt, my mother's sister, lost her son to drugs. Sadly, he overdosed, and it was such a horrible situation because the next day, he overdosed on the first day of the week when they were at church. He's at the house and decided he was going to do these drugs and overdose. So she came home from first day of the week church to find her son in her house dead. And
Wow.
yeah, that's extraordinary. I mean, it's one thing for the servant, and again not to discount what he's what Job went to, but it's one thing for your servant to come and tell you your children are dead, but when you walk in the house and you walking through your place and you don't hear your son. He was there when you left when you left, and then you go by the room and he's laid out on the floor and like what? Like this got to be a dream. This can't be real. No, it's real. He's yeah dead on the floor. Like
Wow.
that's extraordinary. I mean, don't get me wrong. Now, I'm not trying to discount Yob at all, but that's extraordinary. That's a place that I just can't imagine.
Dang.
But yeah, yeah. And then um, her her daughter her daughter's daughter was pregnant and had twins, and the girl of the twins, it was a boy and a girl. The girl of the twins was real sickly. She was in the hospital for the longest, and she finally got out and was doing somewhat better. All of a sudden, the son fell to what SIDS is called, sudden infant
Okay.
death.
So yeah. Sudden. Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
And man, they went to pick him up, and he was the little spirit was gone, no life in him. And I told my mother, I remember telling my mother, and Yob has provoked all of this conversation here with me talking. But
Right.
I remember telling my mother, man, I don't know if my auntie can take another loss. She's been through a lot. That's a lot. You know, but yeah, she's still going. She's still, and she's about 4 years older than my mother, so she's about 75. So
Oh, wow.
yeah, this was all in the last. I mean, the baby dying was just what a couple years ago since I've been here, so it's been like a year,
You know,
maybe
I
two
want.
years.
Okay, I want to say you told me about her before. I want to
Yeah,
say we have talked about her before.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm it's reading this and I'm thinking about hard times and how you deal with these things, and I just imagine, man, what do you do in a situation like that? Like, how would you feel when you've suffered this kind of loss? And not to mention the boils. We tend to kind of
Right.
gloss over that.
Right.
This
Right.
man got boils all over himself. Like he can get no rest, literally. And then he talking about nightmares. So I imagine that him getting that information that plays through his mind constantly.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
by the time he goes to sleep, you talking about the Sabians, you talk about the who was it? Um what was those other people that start with a C?
Oh, Chaldeans.
The Chaldeans, yeah. Yeah, the Chaldeans told Haki. But yeah, the Chaldeans coming and attacking and taking his stuff, and like how powerless you feel when something is lost. Not to mention taken. It's
Mm-hmm.
just like, whew, it's terrible. And then he killed his servants. Like he don't even have anybody to work for him.
Right.
Which, yeah, I mean, we don't have that either. But yeah, this is quite a hard situation, quite a difficult matter for Yo to endure. And man, I can see him, calling on death, like, "Hey, come get me. I'm ready."
Yeah.
You know?
And we see that today. We
Yeah,
see these millionaires and CEOs of Fortune 500 companies
right.
uh, lose it all and they end up jumping off the building. I think you had
Yeah,
mentioned something similar to that before,
yeah,
but
yeah.
you know, these guys start wanting to see their own death because of the situation that we're going through. You
Right,
know, we know that the things that are written aforetime were written for our learning.
uh,
It sounds like this story is setting us up for uh I was saying, I hope that it's encouraging and I think it's setting that up.
right.
We're
Indeed.
hearing a awful story. You know what I
Right,
mean? These are awful events to hear
right.
about.
Indeed.
Uh we wouldn't wish this on it
Nah,
on most people, you
right.
know?
Exactly. Exactly.
But yeah, Job so far has remained faithful
Yeah.
and even patient with he's using sarcasm with his friends and
Yeah.
it's like since you know it all, you tell me, like, are you gonna
Right.
save me? Can you forgive my sin? Like,
Right.
he's
Exactly.
even being, I think even then it's patient, knowing everything that he's gone through.
Right.
It's a wonder he hadn't lost it
Right. It
and
just starts
started
swinging. Yeah.
whacking everybody in the
Right.
house,
Exactly. Exactly. Kind. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, who could? I hate to say who could blame him. I mean, yes, you can blame him. You can always be blamed when you do something crazy like that. But
hmm
when in a situation like this, but what we read here, it's like, wow, this is a lot. That's a lot to think about. It's a lot to be in. And man, yeah. See, even my comparison, because when you come back to it, to go from, and it's not even. I'm trying not to even deal with the stuff. The stuff is nothing. That's material stuff. It is what it is. But the children, that's beyond stuff. That's your legacy. That's your, you know, who gonna take care of you when you old, who gonna carry your name forth, who gonna represent you in the earth. That's what we represent to our ancestors, those who were before us. And, to have that cut off in your time, because we all gotta go the way of the earth. I mean, that's just what it is, the cycle of life.
Okay.
But
hmm
but the hope is that we leave offspring here, and not just leave them, but we give them what they need to be extraordinary people, to do great things and to
Yeah.
carry a good name. And man, he thought he had it made. Seven sons, three daughters. Oh man, you think you set in that situation, and at one fell swoop in chapter one, it was all taken away. Despite the cattle, despite the herds, despite the flocks, that's nothing. But those children, man, yeah, that's extraordinary. So, yeah, yeah. So, very interesting to start. First seven chapters. We'll pick up another seven tomorrow and read through 8 through 14. I believe that's right. Eight through 14.
You can. Well, no. Yeah. Eight
Yeah,
through. Yeah.
14. Yeah, yeah. So I'm trying to make sure I didn't misstate that. So, but yeah, this book. It seems like it could almost come to an end, like in the next few chapters, but it's like 32 chapters, 30,
42.
42 chapters. Oh wow, yeah. So it's like you, but yeah, lots more to deal with and to learn from
hmm
as we continue here. And praise to the Most High. It's yeah, yeah. You got to give praise. I mean, I'm not saying it's hard to give praise in a situation when you're reading this. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, it's hard to read this and not empathize with Job.
Mhm.
It's hard to say, man. It's hard to really read it and not be like, man, that would be hard for me. That would be a difficult place for me to be in. I don't even know if I could deal with it as well as he has to this point.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, man. So, all right, we're going to leave it there and we're going to close out with the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12 and verse 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High and keep his commandments, because this is the whole duty of man. We must always remember it through all our endeavors, all our going outs and coming ins, that at the end of it all, at the conclusion of the whole matter, that we are to fear the Most High and keep his commandments, because this is the whole reason that we are here, that the duty of this is the whole duty of man. And yeah, the conclusion of the whole matter is to fear the Most High and to keep his commandments. I always like to say it 3 times, because this is the whole duty of man. Drive the point home. So I'm Yaakazaki
Uh-huh.
Yahoo, joined by my most esteemed Maka Kinanaya, my very good Ak. Man, this is an extraordinary story. I'm still weighing on me. I'm
Hey,
you
God,
know what I'm saying?
indeed.
Yeah, so but we give all praise, honor, and great esteem unto the Most High Power, Yahuwah, Bahashem, Yahushua HaMashiach, and to the 12 tribes of Israel who are scattered to the 4 corners of the earth. I say shalom, wabaruki, that is peace and blessings. And I cannot wait to the day when the Most High brings us back together and we are once again 12 tribes, one family, one nation, under the Most High Power, under one covenant. Until that day, shalom, family.
Shalom, shalom, family.
Hallelujah.